Hey, Coach, welcome. I'm glad you found us on YouTube. Let me know how I can help you. I've coached for 30 years, won a lot of championships. You can see behind Coach NBA guys. I am here to help. I started teachhoops.com to help coaches just like you through this great journey we call basketball coaching. It's got more resources, and I think the best part is our community and our resources that we have. You'll get my personal email address. We can get on a phone call. Teachhoops.com is the answer for your coaching journey. Let me know how I can help you, and enjoy the video.
All right, welcome to High School Hoops. Middle of January, final exam times for high school students. Hopefully you're all studying. Before we jump into today's topic, I'd like to give a big shout out. First of all, two things: to teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me pay my friends. Let me take my wife out to dinner. That's all I want. It's a great resource. It will make you a better basketball coach. I get tons of emails. The community is awesome. It will, I always talk about what does teachhoops.com do. Unlike other things, there's lots of resources. What it will do is it will help you through the hard times. It will help you know that you're doing the right things at the right time, all those things. So community is great. Go over and check it out. Also, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. If I could have 6 of them in my gym, I would. We don't have that kind of money. But mention High School Hoops or Coach Unplugged, and they will give you $350 off your next purchase. Tell them I sent you. That would be good. I got to send my son to college. Not that would help me send my kid to college, but I might be able to buy a book with it, something. All right. What's this day? What's this topic?
Well, last week we talked about losing, so we're going to build some confidence today and talk about how to maintain a winning streak. So, Coach, how do you keep a winning streak?
Well, my best winning streak was 25 games, and then we lost in the state finals. So I lost the 26th one. That was
2004.
That was 2004. That was Wesley's junior year. And that was, I had to eat, I ate a number 8 at McDonald's, whatever the double cheeseburger one was.
Coach, I'm not going to lie, though. The team that you lost to is one of the best high school teams I've ever seen play. So I'm sorry to tell you that.
But I think we win that game if Wesley doesn't break his hand. I really do. I had 3 Mr. I really think we win that game.
But you did lose to a very good team.
We did, and he got on fire. Fletcher got on fire. Yeah. That was a great game. I mean,
great game.
The issue was I was young.
Yeah.
And Ghazi's was a better coach. I mean, Ghazi's probably still a better coach than me, but whatever. I hope that doesn't go to your head, Jim. But I was just young and didn't know. I mean, it was like, oh my God, they turned the lights out. Oh my God.
It was
all that stuff. It's just too much. The first time is tough. Anyway, so winning streaks. So I think the hardest part, how to maintain the hardest part about a winning streak is you have to almost pretend like you're on a losing streak. Like, human nature is complacency. It is. And it's easy. Like I keep telling myself we're on a little bit of a winning streak. I tell myself that I got to be harder on them rather than easier on them when we're on the winning streak. I got to almost coddle more when we're on the losing, because you don't want to kick the sick dog. So I don't know why I said that. Whatever. I don't know what the expression is. I love my dogs. Trust me, I'm not kicking any dogs. But what I'm saying? You gotta, like, when you've yelled at your kid, you gotta go give them a hug at that point. When you're on a losing streak, they're more fragile at that point. That's a better way of putting it. And but when they're winning, they're feeling like they're king of the world. Like, and I tell them it doesn't take very long to go from the penthouse to the outhouse. So I have to tell myself on a regular basis, yes, we're good, but we're not great. We're good, but we're not great. We want to be great. How can we be great? So I think that for me, that's the hardest part about maintaining. And I've had a lot of winning streaks. I mean, I think we won 40 some conference games in a row. It was like 2.5 years of never losing a conference game. Crazy streak. And it's hard. It's hard. You got to play mental mind games. As a coach, you do it because they are going to start feeling like they're, the Clippers or the Warriors of old, whatever. So what do you think, Coach?
Well, I think losing a game within the middle of the season is a great thing. being able to have to win all throughout the whole year is very, very difficult. I think back to our state championship. We started the season off 9-0, and then right before Christmas we had a loss, and it really put us in reflection as a staff, and then we ended up winning every game the rest of the season. But that winning streak the next winning streak that went on was that we changed our identity a little bit. We said we're a really good team, but we're not playing like a really good team in a sense of, all right, we're playing too much of the half court. We made some adjustments to make ourselves better. And so, constantly building on that, like as you start to play really well, I think you don't just become complacent of what you're doing, but what can you add more as you continue on? I think it makes you even harder to beat as you move on. So, for example, we added 2 different type of presses as we started to play really well. We added different types of zones. Another thing is that when you start, a good team usually has depth, and when you can show kids that their starting position is not something that's set in stone, and you can make practice competitive, and somebody else can replace that starting spot and constantly continue to make them hungry within your daily practices and so forth, is huge. And so I think constantly keeping them engaged in regards to adding things within what you do, whether it's a couple drill changes or a couple defensive changes or a different offensive set, to keep them going, because kids get bored. We're in an app society where you can get all this instantaneous things.
It's the Snapchat world we live
right?
in. Yes.
I think it makes it a little bit more fun when you could be like, all right, are you playing a team that that's pretty easy? All right, what can we do tonight that we've never done before? All right, let's run a 3-2 trap. And I mean, sometimes it's about going out and thinking outside the box. I think too is that finding different ways to win and doing different things with your kids, just because you've already told me this, and we talked about it too. In the biggest time, they're not going to know exactly, they're going to have to be able to take ownership and win the game on their own, not you.
Right.
And so if you can keep them actively involved in doing that and keeping them well-versed, I think that's how you continue to win.
Yeah, I agree. It's keeping their minds active, I think, is just a huge part of that. Anything else on that, Coach? Winning streaks are good. Winning streaks are good.
I think another thing is a lot of teams that win make shots. So
they do.
If you're playing well, maybe you're not running your offense 100 times in practice. You're getting a lot more shots off, and you're keeping your legs. You're keeping your kids engaged.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said about that, because I mean, after a while, if you're all playing well, it's really hard to cover 3 or 4 guys that can hit shots.
Right.
So if you're starting to play well, use that to your advantage in practice too. Don't like Coach said, don't beat a dead dog if your kids are playing well.
But the thing is, here's what I've started to do too, and this is a little tidbit for high school coaches. We've gotten down to 3 perfect possessions. And I think it was yesterday in practice, we were running one of our offenses, and I said, all right, and I split them up in the winter break. I tend to split them up into 2 even groups just to, again, keep them engaged.
Hey, Coach, so glad you found us on YouTube. Let me help you through this great journey. I have done it. I've won lots of championships, run one of the best programs in the country, coach NBA guys. I can help you become a better basketball coach. Teachhoops.com, I started for the sole purpose of coaches like you. Let me help you. One-on-one calls, office hours, videos with me, you name it, we got it. I am here to help. There's no other place you're going to get the coach's personal email address. I want to be your Yoda. I want to be your mentor. Let me help you through this great journey we call coaching. All right, enjoy, Coach.
Games on, 2K and all that stuff till 2 a.m. Whatever. I get that. But that's where I think you as the coach have to think. Perfect possessions. How can I do it? How can I, make them focus and be precise? All right. Anything else on that?
One other thing is then if you're starting to win a lot of games, is think about being the opposition of how are teams going to beat you?
Right.
I think that's huge. I think it's really important to be think of the opposition. If you're starting to play really well, think about what are teams going to do and try to emulate that in practice in situations or little games like you talked about.
Right. Yep. I think that's perfect. All right. What's our also winning streaks? You should join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Telling you, I've won 80% of my high school games. There you go. If you're looking for a mentor, teachhoops.com. Okay, go ahead. That was, again, a hard sell, not a soft sell.
Looking for self-paced courses that can meet the needs of what you need as a coach is teachhoops.com. There's nothing better than that.
There you go. Done. All right. That's the hard sell, people. Hard sell. There, I'll
One,
show the ring. People are watching on YouTube. There we go. I'll put the ring. I'll zoom the ring in. One of these.
you should have a couple more of those on your fingers.
I got a bunch, but I just keep them in a. I keep them over there.
You don't wear them around your neck or anything, huh?
No, the boys want me to. Hey, before we. So again, this is what we do on High School Hoops. We just go offside. So we were down in Florida at the tournament, and I usually wear a suit, and I bought a couple nice new suits and stuff, and I didn't want to take them because I was going down to see my parents before the tournament. And so I didn't want to pack it. I didn't want to take another bag, whatever.
Yeah.
So I wore Yeezys, shorts, and a polo. And we played the best basketball we played. So the boys basically corralled me yesterday and said, "You're wearing that the rest of the season, coach." I go, "What?" They go, "You're going to wear that." I go, "You want me to wear the exact same outfit in January in Wisconsin?" Yeah, go, "Yep." I go, "Okay. If you win, shoot, I'll wear a, one of those white shirts. I don't care. If you win and play well, I'll wear shorts." So next
this is our 70th episode, and this is the best advice we can give any coach. You do whatever it takes to win games.
Seriously, I don't care. I mean,
if it means something to them, oh well.
Yeah, and it doesn't go against my philosophical issues. Like I give them choices when it doesn't really matter. If they want me to wear that and they think it's funny, great. Because the first time they don't start playing and I'm wearing that stuff, I am gonna go like, yes, like look at you. Yeah, so it's fine. If we win 25 games, if I have to wear that at the Kohl Center, perfect. Yeah, I will wear a polo, shorts, and Yeezys at the Kohl Center. I don't care.
Right, because then you could show off another ring in March. That's all it's important about.
Shoot, because I will talk, because I'm sure they'll ask me, "Why are you wearing that?" And I'll say, "Well, here's why." But anyway, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
One thing we can do to help high school kids not burn out around finals time. Just one thing that you think is really important.
Yeah. So here's what. So we try to do practice as quickly as possible after finals. So if we get out at 2, I try to do practice right away. And give them a snack, say finals are over. You know, we've done some meditation now where we kind of like leave school behind and then get into our practice. So you usually have about a minute meditation even before we hit the floor. But I think that's easier because what I tell the parents is when I send them home, they're done. You know, so let's say finals get over at noon. We'll go from 12:30 to 2, and then I'm sending them home. And I said, then they're yours. You know, they can take a nap, they can eat, they can go study. So I would rather give them a big stretch of time at that point than, give them all this, okay, finals are over at noon, come back at 2, what are they going to do in that? They're not going to do anything in that 2 hours. Other than maybe go eat, they're going to mess around. So that time is so precious during finals time that I just like to do. Any high school coaches out there that are listening, I try to get those practices done as soon as you can after final exams. If you can get in the gym, you're a little bit out of routine, but I think that out of routine is better for them, to be honest with you, because they're not sleeping as well, and they're stressed, and they're worried about this and worried about that, and their parents are on them, and all those things. What did you used to do?
I often sat down with all of them just to help them organize their week. I think is really important. I think kids don't constantly know how to organize what they need to achieve. So sitting down with them and kind of mapping out their week of how they're going to be successful is huge. I think often we have to expect kids they don't know anything. I think teaching them how to do that is huge.
Yeah, and I think that's something I talk about in my classes too. It's like, okay, you got an 86 in this class. It's a 10% final. It ain't going up much. I mean, don't bomb it, but okay, but you're in an 89 in this class, and if you get an A, you can get an A for the semester. So it's like you got to teach them those little, like, it's the math teacher in me. Like, where do you need to spend your time? It's like life. Where do I need to spend my time? Everybody has the same 24 hours. Bill Gates has the same 24 hours that I have. He doesn't have an extra hour because he's Bill Gates. But how does he use that time is so important. It's a life skill, to be honest with you. I agree.
So That's my tidbit is just it doesn't take much to constantly hear from somebody else. Those kind of advices that coaches, they mostly hear the basketball advice from you. And most of your kids at that point have respect you and loved you and want to know and they want to hear from you. But it's nice to hear something else coming out of your mouth besides basketball. And I think they take it to heart.
I think they do too. All right. Good. Till next week, Coach.
All right. Sounds good, Coach. Bye-bye.
Hey, Coach. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know how we can help. Make sure you join teachhoops.com up above and down below. It is a great resource. It's a community. It's mentoring for me, one-on-one calls, office hours. You'll get my personal email address, lots of resources, tons of resources, thousands of resources to check out. I've been there. I've experienced everything you have, won lots of championships, but I want to help you do the same thing. So let me help you. Go over and check it out, teachhoops.com.